Rico and Karla is about to go live online. Catch all-out monster hit music, all-out celebrity interviews, all-out showbiz and sports news, all-out fun, and exclusive on the Monster. Catch the stream on the Monster Facebook page at RX931, the Monster YouTube channel at RX931, and twitch.tv/Monster RX931. Your all-out hosts, Rico Robles and Karla Aguas. Stand by and enjoy the program.
Monsters, welcome back. Hi, Monsters, welcome back to me, Karla.
Hey, Rico Robles here. You know what it is, what it's all about. And man, this man needs no further introduction. Please welcome to the show, the one and only Charlie Puth. Hey!
I was trying to do an audience sound, but I choked. Hello.
I'm sorry. I can't believe we have flippin' Charlie Puth with us today. I mean, I'm fangirling in a major way, but it's fine. You know,
It's fine. You won't feel the same at the very end of this interview. It's going to be pretty underwhelming. I'm just kidding. It'll be well worth it.
I highly doubt it. We're literally only one Zoom call away from him. See what I did there. Okay, Charlie. Thank you. Limited time, so we're going to get right to it because we got a lot of exciting things to talk about. Now, I just want to know, Charlie, you know, you've become such a huge presence on TikTok. Like, you've been showcasing not just your insane talent, like you really have it, but like your musical method as well. You've been sharing it with your fans. And I just want to know, what made you decide to get onto the platform?
My first instinct was to just teach people. I would, you know, like everybody, I scroll viciously on TikTok, and all I would see, I didn't see a lot of music content. I didn't see a lot of how-to videos on how to make songs. And it was the pandemic, and I thought, okay, I have some time. Maybe I'll write music later, you know, and when I say later, like later in the week, and I'll just make a couple tutorials. And that turned into me writing songs in front of millions of people, including Light Switch, which I wrote in front of millions of people on TikTok. I never thought that would happen.
And, you know, with you writing music like that, you know, in front of millions of people, was it better? Was it easier? Or is it a lot more pressure? You know, what was the approach to that, if it's like that?
There's definitely more pressure, especially with this song, because you know, is it going to live up to the hype? There was a lot of hype surrounded by it, and it seems to be doing really quite nicely right now. Everybody knock on wood. But seems to be doing well and resonating, and there was just more pressure, and I found it to be more exciting writing in front of millions of people, because I'm getting, not that I'm looking for feedback, but I'm so used to writing songs around people. I wrote the verse of Attention, You've Been Running Around, Running Around, Running Around, when I left the airport in the Philippines, and there were fans there, and like I don't know, I was running away trying to get to I was trying to catch my flight, and just it popped in my head, in the Philippines, run around, run around, run around. I also wrote We Don't Talk Anymore in the Philippines too. There's something in the air in the Philippines.
I think it's food.
And it's the people, but like I said, I wasn't around my Filipino fans. I wasn't around anybody. I had to really dig deep into my mind and self-inspire. So that's what TikTok was for. It felt like I was around people.
I think that's so cool because it really was a way for everybody to connect. It was when the world was shut down, borders were closed, but people were more connected than ever. Now, you mentioned a while ago, Charlie, you know, feedback. I mean, you were writing Light Switch in front of millions of people. You were showing them different aspects of it. And did you receive any maybe comment or a critique, or did somebody suggest something and you were kind of like, hey, that's actually a really good idea, not necessarily
that makes sense.
Another song.
It was again more for it was more for me to like just do the act of writing in front of people. But I was thinking about calling the song Light Switch when I wrote it, and I thought to myself, that is a stupid title. That is bad. And then I basically was like, I said on TikTok, I think, or in a comment, I'm thinking about calling this Light Switch, and somebody like 1,000 people were like, that's dope. I've never heard a song called Light Switch. And I was like, okay, they think it's cool. It stays.
Okay. I
And
like
then,
that.
when it came to writing songs in the pandemic and from the TikTok and everything, was it easier or was it a lot more challenging when it came to this
At
period?
first, it was challenging just because I was so discouraged. I didn't think I was gonna ever be able to go to the Philippines again. I didn't think I was ever going to be able to go on tour again.
Mm-hmm.
And I became kind of, the world seemed like it was ending. I wasn't very inspired, and it was kind of sad. So just thank God for the internet. I couldn't believe how many songs I was writing in the pandemic, and having so much fun making different types of music that
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't make.
Actually, that's what I was going to ask, Charlie, because, the pandemic really did affect people in many different ways, especially those in the creative side of things, like you, artists, musicians. And when it comes to writing in the middle of a pandemic, living in a time of uncertainty and darkness, do you think that the songs that you're going to release moving forward are definitely different compared to your previous work because of the pandemic? Did it have like an effect or an influence in a way?
Definitely. What a nicely worded question. You guys are it's so refreshing talking to. I mean, I've spoken to you guys before, but it's always nice speaking to friends and people that ask nice questions. So I appreciate that question. Yes, the pandemic definitely did. I felt like I became a better producer in this pandemic because I had to really hone in on my craft, and I had a little bit more time on my hands. I wasn't touring or traveling. So I think I sonically got better at making music. I think I got a bit more creative. I had to talk to myself a lot to make these songs. I had to have conversations with myself, and I found out a lot about myself by having conversations with myself. It's a different way of doing it, but it worked out. It worked out very well. I'm so excited for you to hear this album. It's Light Switch is of course the first song that's featured in showcasing the album, but every song sounds different and very vulnerable stuff.
Creatively, when it came to talking to yourself and discovering yourself more, I mean, was there any videos that you were watching? Were you watching a lot of Jordan Peterson? Were you going out for runs to try to dig deep when motivation stops and it hits a wall, kind of thing?
No, well, I got to, uh, we were all at home, including Elton John, who was my neighbor. So I got to, from a distance, talk to him every day. And then at one point when it was safe enough where we were able to meet together, we made a song together, and I would just get advice from him. So like the guy who's lived through a full life of music. I mean, what better person? So it was such a strange pandemic. I got advice from Elton John. I got to write a song for him and work on his album. Really, really, I never would have thought any of this would happen.
That's like the biggest, most awesome flex right there. Like, no, I
So
just
Elton
wrote this
John.
down.
A little name drop.
We have a song called After All, top in the charts. Everybody listens to it and loves it, but whatever. It's just a thing for Charlie Puth. I mean, it's an exciting time for you. I think especially your fans are really excited. I'm a huge fan, and I think that especially you coming out on TikTok, showing all your different methods and playing with tunes and sounds, like when you would go like bop, 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 and then you'd make it a beat. Like it was just so awesome. I mean, aside from Light Switch and all of the music, what can your fans look forward to this 2022? Do you have some surprises that you can maybe tease just so people can be like, oh my God, let me map out my calendar?
So, well, you're going to get an album this year. I haven't put out an album in 4 years. The album is called Charlie, and it's done. I'm mixing it right now, but all the songs are done. And, I've always never written about super sad things in my life, but there was 2 years of relationships, pandemicness, like a lot of self-doubt, a lot of a lot of self-doubting, thinking that I wasn't good enough. I put that all into my music, which I had never done before, because I didn't really think people were interested in that side of me. I thought that people just wanted to hear a hit song, and they didn't really care about my personality. But I mean, that's all of 12 songs also on this album, and you're just going to hear 12 songs that are just my personality. And Light Switch is the happiest sounding song, I guess. Oh, that's not true, but like it's definitely the most uppity song. And Yeah, even that is my personality, just goofy.
And, you know, since you're talking about personality, I mean, is there something that not a lot of people know about you that, you know, do you have any hidden talents? Do you beatbox? Do you rap or something?
Well, that used to be the answer. I used to. Now everybody knows I beatbox and I use it on my my music a lot. A lot of people don't know that I know a stunningly large amount of info about vehicles. I know a lot about cars. Even the cars in the Philippines that aren't sold in the United States, I know a lot. I'm obsessed with vehicles. It's my like one thing that I do, like when I'm done making music, I look up car videos. Like if I were to pull up my YouTube right now, it would just be car videos.
Hey, we
Random
learned
car
something.
facts for 500, Alex. Charlie, we wish we could have you for longer.
I know. You guys are so fun.
I know. Well, we'll hang out, bestie.
Like,
don't you worry.
I know. We are the funnest. We are the most fun. You're going to have all day.
Oh, Charlie,
Gotta have that hair. Gotta have that hair.
all of your Filipino fans.
I'm gonna mop your floor.
Oh, he'll mop.
Anyone need their floor mopped?
Charlie, focus. We gotta wrap up.
I'm sorry.
Message to your Filipino fans.
Message to my Filipino fans. You are musical. You are all wonderful. You're very passionate. I see all of your messages online. I love you all and I miss you. And and the next time we see each other, it's going to be 10 times radiant and wonderful because of how long it's been. So I can't wait for that day.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you.
Wait for you to come back. We know we're going to sing along and dance along and have a good time. Congratulations in advance. I know the album's going to be a smash hit. Like everybody's going to go crazy for it. We wish you all the best. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Charlie Puth.
Charlie Puth. Take care, man.
Thank you. Take care, guys. I appreciate it.
Monster exclusive interview only on Manila's hottest Monster RX 93.1.